welcome to Mondays with Maria Gould. Today is September 22nd, 2025, episode 29. Today we have a guest speaker, Monica Weaver. Welcome.
Hey.
She is going to talk about how to find our balance in busyness. But first of all, let's talk with what is going on right now. We have a lot that can influence us right now. We have had a full moon a couple of weeks ago and an equinox then. And then we are not an equinox, eclipse.
Yeah.
And then we also have today is an equinox, our fall equinox. So that's that symbol of balance. So we thought this would be a perfect topic for today. How do we find balance in busyness? And it's an eclipse on the Sunday, the 21st. So there is a lot of purging energy coming up. So if you have felt ungrounded, if you have felt chaotic, if you have felt like your mind cannot hold a train of thought, you're in the right club, because that's kind of the energy right now. Now, Monica, what do you feel that the eclipse is doing energetically to people?
Yeah, like you say, that purge, it's not like that, just like purging. Of course, it's purging of everything that's not serving you. It's things that are outdated, that's the relationships, that's toxins in your body, that's stuff in your house, that's everything that is just not serving you, and it's time to purge and kind of clean that stuff up. And this is a good opportunity and a good time to really do those things and let go of things that are not bringing you to your highest potential, really.
That's perfect. Yeah. So if you've been feeling that way, then this podcast is for you. So Monica, we know each other for a long time. We are both healers. We practice theta healing together. So I've talked a little bit in previous podcasts about how cool theta healing is. But let's start to go into your Conscious Homestead podcast a little bit. Now
It's just fresh. It's only on episode 5, but
I love it though. I love it. We're both podcasters. It's cool. So what was your intention with the Conscious Homestead podcast?
So the intention was to kind of bring reality into like how it is to do it all, like having a farm and still trying to follow purpose, but trying to follow your values and morals that are important to you, like growing my own food and preserving food, but also being there and doing my healing work, because that's super important as well. So it was really for people around the area that we live in. We have a lot of spiritual people, and a lot of people believe in living off the land and growing their own food and doing these things and having animals. And so I guess the point of it was just to kind of relate to these people and give them something to be like, oh, okay, I can relate to this. I can be spiritual. I can follow my spiritual path, and I can follow my values and what I want and how I want to live. So kind of bringing both of those things together, because for the longest time I thought I had to pick, like whether I had to pick farming or whether I had to pick my spiritual, more healing path and being a healer. And so I've really focused in the last few years on bringing those things together and trying to be relatable and real.
You're very real.
Also having 6 kids is busy, and with animals in the farm, I want to be, and I want to show that it's like it's beautiful and it's messy all at the same time, and you can find calmness and you can find balance within that chaos. So the podcast will have a range of different topics, including the farming topics and as well as spirituality, and bringing them together. So
and it's very cool because you really follow what you're feeling in the collective energy, and that's what you talk about on your podcast.
So whatever's coming up in the collective energy, we will also talk about if there's something big coming up. often, I was talking to my sister on the podcast. Often I start feeling things a little bit sooner, and I think, what's wrong with me? No one else is feeling this. But then within a month or so, everyone else is feeling those same feelings, and so I can be like, okay, this is how I got through it, and I can kind of offer some help in that way, right?
Yeah, as healers, we do tend to go through everything before everyone else because
Makes sense.
that energy needs to happen for us, so we know how to help ourselves stay balanced and heal through those things to help hold space for others when they're ready. So you are a mother of 6, you have 2 farms, you run a healing practice, you have a podcast, like you are the epitome of busyness, really.
Really, it is quite busy.
So I wanted you to share with our audience kind of what helps you stay balanced.
Yeah, so no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. So
No one
I would
is,
love
no.
to be perfect at everything, but of course there's times where it gets overwhelming and I get stressed out. But when those times happen, I often have to find a way to balance, and that's either going in nature. I'll go for a walk. I'll do breath work. I love connecting and doing energy work or astrology work with my friends. Anything that brings me back to myself is really, really nice in those times. Connecting with soul friends that you can talk about all these cool things and spirituality, and that just brings me back into this grounded space. And water, I bless the water when I'm in the shower, and I just ask for it to help ground me and balance me. And drinking a lot of water during this time is always nice and helpful. And being around water, like going to the lake and just walking around a lake even. And I ask the elements to help balance and keep me kind of calmer. And I'll bring the kids with me as well, and we'll do like forest meditations as we walk, and I teach them how to talk to the trees and ask the trees to heal their body or mind or whatever they're feeling. So they're getting pretty good at that too. It's pretty cute watching them.
They're magical little beings. The gifts of theta healing is when we connect with the energy of all that is, the energy of creator, God, source, all things are possible, and we can communicate with all things through this energy of unconditional love. So we do teach how to speak to trees. We teach how to speak to our ancestors, to angels, to the earth, right? The elements. So all of these teachings are in theta healing. So if that interests you, you can always find Monica or myself to do sessions. I teach some of the classes. But Monica, what do you find helps you stay really, really focused in prioritizing? Like, how do you prioritize with farms and kids and...
Well, firstly, when you have animals, this is the thing, you really have to find a balance, because animals need food. Kids need food.
Yeah.
They need water.
Gotta take care of bodies.
I mean, you gotta prioritize these things like that while you're farming, but also having enough space and time or having enough support in my life as well to say, okay, you know what? Like these days I'm really taking care of myself. I need the animals fed, and I'm going to prioritize myself. And actually that's been the biggest lesson for me in the last few years, is really prioritizing myself and my needs, like my need to eat healthy, my need for the walks, my need for the breath work, the need to find balance with the water and hiking. And so
Find your own time.
Really, my own time. Yeah. And so I've just really voiced those needs and prioritized myself. And that really has helped stay calm in the chaos. Yeah.
And I think you probably had to work through a lot of programming and ancestral beliefs around what a mother is, and and they have to be selfless and always self-sacrificing themselves for the family and the farm. And, I grew up with a mother that did all of those things and never took care of herself, never prioritized anything for herself. So she ended up, very ill towards the end of her life, very bitter, very unhealthy. So breaking those programs and realizing it is actually selfless to find that balance and take time for yourself so you are balanced, so you can be the best version of yourself for your life, but for your kids, for your family, right? And that you're not so burnt out and bitter because you're feeling sucked dry by everything in your life, right? So that must have been a journey for you.
Total big journey. Big realization that you have to take care of yourself first.
Because no one does it for you. No one. You have to claim it.
You definitely do. And I think that's something definitely to talk about, is learning that and getting through those programs, because that has been, like you said, a long line of women, or farming or homesteading, a long line of them have just put their all into everything. Like, I think about my grandmother too, her all into everything. And she did the farm, she did the kids, and she was, like you said, she got a little bitter.
A little bitter at the end.
And that's not what it's about. It's about feeling joy, like why, and coming back to yourself and saying, why do I value farming? Why do I value healing and spirituality and spending time with my children, and really finding those points inside you that you can anchor to when when you get kind of off course. So
which is our spirituality, really.
Really it's all spiritual.
If we don't have that spirituality, you're gonna kind of go off track, I think, really easy.
And not feeling very grounded, and feeling like not yourself. And a lot of people are talking about that lately, not feeling themselves really.
What are you noticing in the collective around that?
Like I said, some people are not really feeling themselves, kind of like depression like symptoms. Feeling alone. I've noticed some people are feeling really alone right now, and some are okay, but are still feeling just off, right? And what else am I feeling? That's...
Well, that ungrounded is a big one. Has been for me. I've had to really be conscious of that. So what does feeling ungrounded feel like? It feels like you're very scattered. It feels like you have a plan to do something in a day, and then all of a sudden feels like chaos breaks out and you have to change plans. So then you lost track of what was I going to do today.
Yes.
And a lot of times what you were going to prioritize for yourself to stay balanced gets pushed to the back burner again. So that to me is what makes us even more ungrounded. But that's what ungrounded feels like, right? You get thrown off balance, and you can feel scattered. You can kind of feel like you have no kind of, I don't know, how would you describe that? No
North point. I don't know how
to, North point.
I don't know how to really describe either. That's direction perfect. And North point. And also like this huge fear of change. I don't know if you've seen that happening.
Oh, yes.
This fear of change, not just conscious fears, but unconscious fears. So like that would make someone very ungrounded, feeling like, I don't know, I've got this anxiety. Like anxiety is definitely a symptom that's happening for lots of people too. And I got this big anxiety and this fear, and it just keeps coming up. And then you go see someone to help you kind of work it out. And it's often just that there's an underlying fear of change, of different. Is it safe? Is my programming allowing me to move forward spiritually or physically or whichever way, right? Like lots of people are moving or separating or changing careers.
Big changes.
So that's been coming up too.
Which is sort of the consciousness right now. In previous podcasts, I talked about the great cycles of time, the yugs, And those literally, as we shift into a different frequency and a different vibration, all that was in the old will kind of need to be shifted. It will need to transform. So people look at their relationships and all of a sudden they don't feel like they fit in them anymore. They might look at their jobs or their careers and go, I don't fit in this anymore. And that is a normal process of your soul evolving. And the more that we fight that and struggle with that, the more unbalanced we will feel. Right? So I think you're seeing that shift too. Yeah. But what helps you stay focused on different priorities? Like, what are priorities for you to stay grounded with? That North Star you talked about.
Just actually like remembering who I am, really. Like I was mentioning kind of before, just remembering what lights me up, what brings me joy, and really like remembering what my kind of not job but purpose is here. That kind of brings me back in alignment. So part of that would be helping with healing work, also changing beliefs around structural systems. I don't know if you've talked much about that, but changing the way people live and how we're structured, and really breaking free of structural systems, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually part of why I'm here, is to be one of those, I guess in 100 years, hopefully they'll remember this is the group of people that started to break those structures.
Yeah. Well, that's your podcast, right?
Exactly.
That's what conscious homesteading's about, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of it. And just remembering who I am and prioritizing that authenticity, and it really is, it makes your days enjoyable and like lively and fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And they're not all fun. Like obviously there's sometimes that you just are allowed to just mope around all day, especially because I got a Pisces moon. It happens. But
I think I have that too. Yeah.
So a mopey
Aquarius,
day.
I have an Aquarius moon.
Oh,
I'm still learning astrology, so I'm figuring out.
That is cool, though. That is really cool. An Aquarius moon is very spiritual. That is really cool.
Yeah, I have lots of spiritual signs.
Yeah.
And a rising sun in Cancer.
Oh, okay. So you got the emotions in there. That's cute.
Yeah, and the mummy energy.
And the mummy nurture, yes.
Yeah, I'm a mummy energy.
Oh, good.
And a Gemini.
That one I'm like.
So I'm a communicator, but I can be a little bipolar by nature.
Well,
so even more important. So even more
Relate.
important, I stay balanced, so I don't let that little demon part come out too much, right?
Well, that's the fun thing about like astrology. It really helps you understand pieces of yourself, and not to like understand them and that's it. The understanding brings acceptance.
Yeah.
And that acceptance brings you into yourself even more. And that's also why I love to practice astrology and
cool,
that
fun.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Because you do card readings sometimes.
I do. I do a
astrology.
lot of oracle card readings. Tarot is too structured for me, but and like I'm going to learn it one day just to say I know, but I prefer the oracle readings. I prefer to see the pictures and see the beautiful art in them usually, and give people those light messages. Sometimes depends, I guess. I don't really do this, but sometimes some types of readers will give like a little bit more not so light messages, and that's not kind of what I'm into. I'm not into having someone stress out leaving me.
Yes,
my intention is that they feel lighter when they leave.
Yeah.
They feel more grounded, and they feel more optimistic about their life and their situations.
And the direction they're going,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And help point out some options for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So prioritizing what's important to you, making sure you have time for yourself. and you do a lot of conscious work, right? So you do conscious breathing, being aware of your now, right? Your breath brings you back to your body. How's your body feeling? Walking in nature.
Barefoot.
Barefoot.
I will make sure. Lately, I have been definitely lately, for some reason, something's telling me to get my feet on the ground barefoot. For a few minutes at least.
Yep.
So I'll take my shoes off on my walk, and I'll walk barefoot. And now the kids are all taking their shoes off.
Yes,
following me. It's
good.
the cutest thing. Yeah.
As long as you don't lose any shoes.
Yeah. Well, that happens. But
That does. So all of these little things help us find our balance, stay grounded. Being around water, I love that you bless your shower to kind of wash you off. And
yeah, clearing what's not mine. As an empath, I get off kilter, or whatever you want to say, very easily if I'm not cleansing myself, because I'm holding so much of everybody. Even just going into a grocery store, right? As you know, going into a grocery store and you're feeling open and, light, and someone senses that and they start giving you, a little bit of their life story, which is nice. And it's honoring to be that. But at the same time, after a while, it just piles up. And without a cleansing practice, it's messy. You just feel messy.
You do feel messy. So just in case you've never heard that word empath before, an empath is somebody, and we all have this to some degree, but the ability to kind of sense and empathize very deeply, almost to the point of feeling what others feel, right? And that empath sometimes doesn't know the difference between what is their feeling and other people's. So like Monica says, if we go into a grocery store and somebody starts sharing a really difficult situation, we live in a small town, everybody talks to everybody. It's maybe a bit different in a city, but so people will start talking to you, and complete strangers, and start telling you their life story, and they're going through a divorce, and the wife's trying to take the kids, and
financial issues,
right?
Everything.
Just literally like pour their heart out in the grocery line to you.
In the grocery line.
Absolutely. Every empath has that story. So if that happens to you, no matter where you live, you might be an empath. Exactly. So when Monica talks about, asking the creator of all that is to bless the shower, to rinse that off, you're kind of rinsing that clinging energy that people have just kind of spewed all over you, out of your energy field, out of your body. It is very helpful. And we'll do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I definitely need to do a podcast on alchemy and alchemizing and all that as an empath. So I'm excited.
Yes, because then we move into that true clairsentient energy where we might feel what others are feeling, but we don't carry it.
Exactly. And that makes good healers, though.
That makes good healers, yes.
Honest, because it's like, because that's how I, when I'm in a session, I sometimes will feel a little bit of my throat tingling. And I'm like, okay, so what is something that you haven't, been able to speak out loud or haven't been able to say, or, and often it comes down to that, I haven't been sticking up for myself. Or I have to say no more often. That happened yesterday. And I was like, okay, this makes sense why my body's showing me. It's almost like a mirror, but it's a lighter version, and then you're not holding it for them once it's in that setting. And you can have that gift of letting go. Or
Absolutely. So you also spoke, another thing that keeps you balanced is dialogue with true friends, right? Soul family that you totally can be yourself with.
So like soul family, have you talked about soul family a little bit?
You talk about it.
Okay. So soul family are other people on this planet. They don't have to be your family. Oftentimes they're friends that you just feel so relaxed with, you feel so yourself with, when they're going to call you, you know what's going on in their life, kind of thing. You kind of have feelings, that what they're going through, like you're so connected on a soul level. It's not just like family, it's soul family. And we often come to earth with a big group of
Yeah.
soul family, and we meet at different times. We've told each other, okay, we're going to meet after you learn this. I'm going to meet you and help you learn this, and we'll be connected. And some of us are just connected as supports, as friends the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a soul family, you'll also recognize it's not like a friendship you're building. It's like a click. Like,
Yes,
it's like,
right
I
there.
know you, I can trust you, I like you, right? Like, that's soul family. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to get to know them. As
You're
a
never
friend.
crazy to your soul family.
Yeah,
You're never gonna say you're
Yeah.
crazy. I don't think they'll probably be crazy with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or weird.
Yeah, yeah. So you find those deep soul connections with people.
Yeah. So like how I've noticed what really helps me, but I am an extrovert, so lots of people might be introverts, but I mean, everyone has a connection with soul family, so they can relate. But when you talk to them, you feel so calm, you feel sure of who you are, you're feeling more authentic, you feel safe, you feel heard, and you feel seen. Like, it feels like you're getting like such a deep connection that you can, it's almost a reflection of your most true authentic self too. Like, you're feeling that as you're connecting, and being my authentic self is actually super grounding because you're a little bit more unshakable, you know, when you're being it,
Yeah.
when you're embodying
When
it.
you're embodying your
Yeah.
true self.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another point you made was doing what you love
Yes.
and reminding yourself. You were sharing a story before we opened the podcast about, being a healer back on traditional territory for you. You have First
you're
Nations
right.
blood.
Yes, so I haven't been doing, so this is the thing about balance too. Like farming, you got to be working really hard on the farm during the summer. You're doing haying, you're doing this. And I fell a little bit out of balance there because the farm was needing to be dealt with. So now that it's kind of slowed down, I'm getting, and I loved it, and there was time and space, but it was a bit unbalanced. I was hired to do some work out on a reserve close by, and it just lit me right back up, and it brought that balance right back for me of both the farming and the healing. So I did oracle card readings, healings, somatic experiencing out there, and that really brought me back to myself again after a busy summer, and and I got hired to go out and do a few more of these. Be part of these workshops in other reserves as well.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So it's bringing that balance back now that farming's done for the summer. It's really nice.
That's perfect. So what we thought we would wrap up with is a little bit of a grounding meditation. So doing grounding and actually walking through what it feels like to ground, which I will guide you on, will help you feel more present, more back into your body, more yourself. But let's talk a little bit about theta healing downloads. So another aspect of theta healing is when we can connect to the energy of creation, the energy of unconditional love of the creator of all that is. This loving energy can literally shift your cells and how it receives information. And we call these downloads. So for example, if you grew up and you didn't feel you were worthy of, or maybe you were told as a child that you weren't worthy of unconditional love, or you never felt it from your mother or your father, your cells literally don't know what that feels like because of that belief. So even if you have really loving people in your life, you might not recognize it because your cells don't know how to receive it. So the download is literally, and it's so easy, is we say something like, would you like to know what Creator's unconditional love feels like? And if you say yes out loud, this out loud to yourself tells your subconscious, yes, I want that feeling. And then what we do is we witness the energy of all that is, the energy of God, actually bringing that into your cells. So we are taking kind of quantum physics and spirituality and watching changes in your reality for you. So if you would like some downloads as we are doing the grounding meditation, Monica and I will both offer different downloads. And just if you would like them, just say in your mind or out loud. I find it's better out loud because then your ears hear you say yes.
The
and
vibration.
This taps into the subconscious deeper and it tells your subconscious, yes, I consciously want to choose that feeling. And it can let the energy in a lot more. So go ahead and center yourself. We're going to do about a 10 or 15 minute meditation to ground you and offer you some downloads. So feel free now, if you're driving, please wait and do this later.
Yeah, push pause and do it when you get home.
That's right. But take a moment, take this 10 minutes for yourself. Now, there's a few different ways we can do grounding, and it's usually just by combining visualization with intention. So the biggest grounding one I like to do is imagining that I am a tree and that the energy of my lower half of my body grows roots and roots me into the ground. So that's what we'll visualize today. So I want you to try just closing your eyes if you'd like. Take a few moments just to breathe. Just imagine pulling your awareness back to this moment. Feel your breath. Give your body, your mind permission just to be here. Now, a lot of times in the busyness, our mind wants to be 1,000 different places. But just invite your mind to just be here and experience what the body's experiencing. So as you feel your breath come in and out of your body, just notice a few things. Your breath, does it feel warmer as you breathe in or cooler? What about the exhale? Does that feel warm or cool? How does the breath feel to move down into your lungs? As you exhale, does it feel like you could allow any tension along your shoulders, your neck, your face to relax? Just give permission for that unconscious tension to let go. As you inhale and exhale, just imagine now coming down into your breath that's in your belly. Can you feel your belly? You can even place your hand there if you'd like. And just like a baby that breathes in the crib, they move their belly a lot. So feel your belly rise with the inhale. And exhale, the belly recedes towards your back. Just gently, you're not forcing it. You're just allowing it to move as nature intended. Sometimes we are programmed to kind of hold our belly in when we breathe, but that's not organic for us. It's actually not natural. So feel that breath starting to move your awareness into your lower body. Feel the weight of your hips on the chair you're sitting on. Feel your thighs touching the chair. And start to feel your feet on the floor. See if your feet can become heavier. If your hips and your body can relax more and more and more into your chair. And now imagine as if you were sitting in the forest with your back against a beautiful tall tree. And you're comfy and relaxed, and you can feel that support of that strength of the tree behind your back. And imagine now that as you breathe, it's almost like you're breathing the energy as if you had roots, like the tree. So you can imagine breathing in through your roots that are below your tailbone, below your hips, deep into the ground. And you can imagine breathing in as if the tree breathes nutrients in, drawing that energy up your back. Now, this is actually a Kundalini action. This is a great yogic practice. And then I want you to exhale and let that breath go, and imagine that any of your tension, any of your stress is actually receding through those roots. Any of your worries, just feel it release through your roots. So you breathe in the renewing energy of the earth. And you might feel that up your spine, but then your exhale releases tension. Releases any worries, any fears. And you can reassure yourself, I am safe. In this moment, all is well. Everything's okay. And notice when you reassure yourself how your body relaxes. And again, now as you exhale in that, you're letting go through the grounding roots of who you are. I want you to feel as if you are a part of the earth. Just feel that heaviness, that deep, nurturing energy. And take a deep breath in and let go deeper. Now we're going to offer some downloads. So again, if you would like any of these to come into your cells, we are not limited by time or space. Even if you listen to this podcast 2 or 3 years from now, the energy will come in. You will feel it. So just saying yes out loud on any you would like. So the Creator would like to offer, would you like to know you are safe? That you are safe to feel balanced, grounded, and centered even in the busyness of your life. Yes? Would you like to know that you are safe to actually take care of yourself? That you are safe to find your joy again, who you are, what brings you happiness and joyful peace. Yes? And would you also like to know that you are amazing, that you are part of all that is, that you are magnificent? And if you say yes, just watching these energies come into the collective throughout time. And Monica, do you have any downloads to add?
So would you like to know that you are enough?
Yes.
And that you're worthy. And you're worthy of your own healing. And you're worthy to be on your own special journey.
Yes.
Would you like to know that you are loved?
Yes.
Would you like to know that it can be easy to ground in the busyness? And that it's possible?
Yes.
And let's bring these in all languages.
Beautiful. So just kind of put a pin in this feeling. Like just invite your body to hold this relaxed, grounded, centered feeling. And just invite your body to come back, and your mind to come back and remember this feeling throughout your day. And you can always come back to this podcast over and over to practice this meditation and get really good at staying balanced and centered in the busyness, in the crazy energies of what's happening astrologically right now and in the world. So thank you so much today for joining us, and thank you, Monica.
Thank you. I was honored to be invited.
Oh, I loved it.
So thank you.
It's so exciting. You're my first podcast.
I know. I'm so excited too.
So wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful equinox, and I hope that the eclipse, that you can stay balanced during that energy, and blessings for the week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.